order of Virginia Public Utilities on Monday, February 23rd, 2026 at 3:30 p.m. No need to do roll call. We have everybody present. Election of officers. I'm going to go through. Okay, the election of officers is for February 2026 through February 2027. The commission president declares the office of commission president open for nominations.
Well, I sort of know you. No, you know. I can make a motion for it.
That's a good record.
I'll second.
Any further nominations? Any further nominations? Any further nominations? Be none? Okay, I declare this.
You should just ask for a motion to that effect.
Yeah. Okay, vote now on this motion.
Oh, yes. No,
Commission President?
we should go for a formal motion, so someone's gotta make a motion to.
Oh,
Yeah, he made-
I just
Oh,
nominated.
he made the nomination.
Yeah,
Oh.
he seconded, Jim seconded it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need a motion for the office of president.
I thought I just nominated.
Well, you can nominate more than one.
I nominated him.
So, yeah, so he was nominated, no one else was nominated, now you just need a formal motion to place him in the position.
Yeah, but-
Did- I'll make it.
Okay, do we have support?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Any discussion?
Well, no.
Being none further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries unanimously. Thank you. We go for the vice president is open for nominations.
I'll nominate Jim.
Okay,
I'll second it.
okay. Any further nominations? Any further nominations? Any further nominations? Declare nominations closed. Now I need a motion to appoint Jim as vice president.
I'll do the same, I'll make that motion.
Okay,
Appoint Jim
is there
as vice
support?
president.
Okay. Any further discussion on this? Being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. We go to place the secretary commission. I need a nomination for the secretary.
I'll nominate Peterson.
Okay,
I'll second.
okay. Any further nominations? Any further nominations? Any further nominations? Declare that closed now. Now I need a motion to accept.
Say it, I'll nominate.
Okay,
I'll second.
support?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
I've got a long memory.
Are we still a seat short though?
Well, there should be 5 on the commission right now.
Okay.
We might have an update.
No, no applicants as of right now.
As of-
No
Okay,
applicants.
I don't see them lined up outside the door at City Hall, so
No.
I think it's gonna be a while.
Oh, I thought we were the top 2 of the pack. We were the only 2.
well, let's move on now. I need a motion to approve. Okay, Greg, go ahead.
Under the approved meeting agenda, I'd just like to ask that we add an item under new business, B. And all it's gonna be is update on after-hours calls.
Okay, any further?
Or, it wouldn't be an update because it's new business, it should just say discuss after-hours calls.
Okay, discuss. Okay, with that change, I need a motion to approve a meeting agenda.
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. We move to consent agenda. I need a motion to approve resolution number 5377, which is approval of payroll, accounts payable, and net payment adjustments, along with B, approval of regular commission meeting minutes from the January 26, 2026 meeting. Is there a motion?
Hale.
You, okay, you made a motion? Support.
Support.
Okay.
I just
Dis-
have a-
Discussion on this.
Just a question. I didn't get my packet. It's usually emailed to me.
Okay, we'll check with Mary, but,
Yep.
Mary's, wasn't that, was she there?
yeah, she was in, she got the packets out,
Oh, okay.
so maybe it got hung up somewhere or.
Okay, I looked in my folders, but it could be my email too, so.
Yeah.
You wanna go through mine?
No, that's fine.
That's-
I'm confident that everything's good. so.
Okay,
I just wanted noted that something happened somewhere, so.
okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries unanimously. Reports of committees, monthly summary injury report. Again, we have nothing, so fantastic. So we move to 7A, which is, I need a motion to approve resolution number 5378, authorizing LEA funds for electric distribution center. Is there a motion?
Yes, I'll move it, it's important.
Okay, is there support?
Okay, I'll support it.
Okay, now discussion. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to comment on this is, through resolutions, budget approvals, everything, I just wanted to have the bullets of everything that's been pre-approved acknowledged. So part of this is you have acknowledging the bullets,
Right.
you know, the outline that more or less, and everything, just so everybody understands, every single expenditure of that money is signed off by our executive committee, which is the president and vice president, just to make sure that it's matching with all of the approvals from the commission. So this is to utilize those monies, as we talked about in the budgeting site, meetings, to pay for that distribution center,
Okay.
to add it to the list, per se.
Do you want to maybe give us an upgrade since we're on this distribution center?
Yeah, I was gonna do it under, updates, but I'll do it right now.
Yeah.
We just got notice that they were trying to postpone the delivery of the building again. And right now, our biggest concern is, no, we want it here before road restrictions. You know,
Yeah.
because once road restrictions come on, you just never know how long they're gonna drag.
Oh,
So, we're really pushing to get it here before road restrictions.
Is it delivery or has it been manufactured or just
Well,
waiting?
we were under the understanding that it was manufactured,
Okay,
and it was just a matter of lining up the delivery.
okay,
But now Aaron's kind of thinking, well, maybe it's really not done, you know, but they did have a delivery date in the contract, which we were fine with moving it back from January. because
Right.
It's kind of a bad time of year to be placing a building on a slab. But again, right now, our big pushback is, no, we want it here before road restrictions, so hopefully the next meeting, I'll be able to tell you, yeah, it's gonna be here soon, or it's here.
okay. So let's vote on this. There was a motion and support. All those in favor say aye.
aye.
Motion carries unanimously. You need to new business B, which is discuss after hours calls. I don't think we need a motion on this one, Greg.
No, but I'm gonna, no, this is just a discussion for you, why don't you take one, pass it around? So I've informed you that once the power plant shuts down, we're gonna have to, look at some type of after-hours / weekend, office hours closed type of a call-in service. We've been talking to, one company in particular and others, you know, not really as in-depth about taking those after-hour calls, just simply a call center, okay?
Okay,
Now, this Doppler group, got in touch with me maybe a month and a half ago and was really pushing this Doppler program, and I said, wow. And they said, well, let's just have a conference call, so it was a one-on-one call between myself and the sales rep. And as we got through it, I said, boy, this is really a neat system. So then we had a second call with a bunch of our staff, you know, Aaron, Noah, Cassie, myself, to get a better idea of how it works. Well, right here on these 2 pages, we'll just go page by page. This is a real And we're right now working on having them submit a proposal on this system, but I just wanted to put it in front of you so that you get a flavor of it before I potentially bring a proposal or a contract back. The first page, okay, so the first page is the customer. So you're a customer, you call the utility. Utility USA would be Virginia Public Utilities. All right? Just like you call our main number. When our front office staff forwards the after-hour calls, they can forward it to their call center. They call, they get a hold of a live person. Okay, the live person says, do you have a smartphone? In this day and age, you know, some people still don't, but most do. If they say, yes, I have one, they'll actually send them this text message, the second picture, with a link. They tap on that link, and then they have an option, like say if there's a tree over the line, or there's water coming out of a curb stop at the end of an alley, or something like this. They can go with their smartphone, take a picture, and they can add a picture, right?
Right.
They can put notes in there as needed through these simple screens. You know,
Okay.
the link, and then it brings you here. A lot of times, one picture is worth a million words for us, because, you know, they can look at it and say, oh, this isn't an emergency, it's something that we can come in on Monday and take a look at and fix, or yeah, it's a major flood, we gotta get out there with a full crew right now. Or a tree over a line. No, that's a MediaCom line, that's not our line, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where somebody can look at it. So this is what the customer would call in. If they have a smartphone, they would see this link, and they'd be able to get to this, where they can go in there and very simply add a photo or add any more details from what the person who answered the phone put into the service request, okay? Very, very, very user-friendly. It was incredibly user-friendly.
Okay.
If they don't have a cell phone, they just don't get this, but they still get to talk to someone. All right?
Yep.
But this is the big one, is the second page. The second page, and I'm sorry the way it printed, it kind of cut the ones off on the left and right, but the second page, we have a list of electric, gas, water, personnel that get notified on those type of issues. The second page, the first one shows a link that everybody on our list, our call list per se, would get that text message.
Okay.
They can click on a link, they can go in there and acknowledge the notice that they've seen it, right?
Right.
Then it goes to a screen where they can immediately call the contact and have a discussion with the person. They can say no call required, or talk to contact, and they can move forward from there. Once they move forward, if no call required, if they're gonna go out, they get to this next screen, which you can see how simple the screens are. And they can say, I arrived on scene, and they can update, okay, or en route to scene, arrived on scene, they can update. Well, the interesting thing is our staff, including myself, because the one thing that I don't like is when we have smaller outages, I don't want people worried about contacting me, because I want them to get it fixed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even when there's big ones, I'm calling saying, okay, I'm getting calls from people that need answers, what's going on? People like myself would be able to get this link, would be able to see what's going on. Okay? It's very simple. It's using the technologies that are available rather than just a call center saying, okay, we got a call about a water break,
Right.
and they call one of our people, and there, you guys take care of it. This, and the interesting thing about this, is the customer gets updates where they can see that, yes, a crew arrived on scene, or they can see the crew notes that, yeah, water break observed,
Right.
We'll dig on Monday, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a way better mean of communication than what we have now. Right now, we have one person answering a phone in our steam plant.
Yeah, right.
So when there's outages, I would guess we field 1 out of every 10 calls, maybe.
Yeah.
There's one person answering. When there's an outage, everyone's calling in.
Yeah.
So Cassie can attest to it, because the emails, or the voicemails go to her computer. That, the voicemails just stack up, which she doesn't see until the next working day, or here. So this is gonna be better for the customer, because everyone's gonna call and have a verbal discussion.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is if it is like a big power outage, and they get more than like 4 calls about a power being out,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be able to create a Google map that will be linked to this for the customer to see all the blips of where all the power's out.
Okay,
You know what I mean? Because now everything is with this GIS stuff,
right,
where that, you know, it'll just automatically, they'll put their address in, poof, it'll put a little balloon or blip or whatever you want to call it on the property, so you can see how big the outage is.
Mhm.
What if my alley is flooding and I call in, and my neighbor across the alley calls in? Is it gonna take and create 2 separate cases, or will it merge those 2?
It'll merge the two.
Okay.
So when you call and give them the address, their callers will be looking at a Google map, then the next call comes, poof, there's 4 calls for the same thing, then it's gonna just automatically forward people into that,
Okay.
into that link. And really what it's gonna do is, it's gonna provide, in our opinion, better customer service,
Yeah,
because everyone's voice is gonna be heard,
right,
right? Via either voice or via, okay, you called in, here's your link, you can see what's going on, which you can't now. But the biggest thing to me is getting all of us in the know.
mm-hmm,
You know what I mean? Where, you know, we've had instances where something as important as gas calls, you know, we had some calls go into the plant. They try to call 1 or 2 people and say, oh, I couldn't get a hold of anyone. Well,
you can, yeah,
you know what I mean? You gotta call all 9 and you gotta try to find people, where this will automatically get that out there, boom, to director, supervisor, distribution, you know what I mean? And then you can see as people respond. And then like me, I don't have to sit in my office and be calling Aaron or Noah or somebody saying, hey, I need an update, because I'll be able to see it,
right,
as will the customer.
as with the customer.
You know what I mean?
That's the way to go.
I have 2 more questions.
Yeah.
One, will it have, and this is probably a question for the vendor,
Right.
or Doppler, or whatever it is, will it have the, if it can send you those messages to a group of people, it should also be able to create a posting to the website or to Facebook, so people who can't monitor it on their phone maybe can monitor a status update on their other devices. And secondly, you'll probably have to put in some sort of etiquette rule, because, you know, I could see somebody saying, well, this so-and-so person at that address did this, and they're
Yeah.
screaming and blah, 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 and next thing you know, we got a bunch of bad language on there.
No, that makes perfect sense. And what I'm thinking is, you know, we've had preliminary proposal costs, you know, and they had an escalator in there that I wasn't happy with, and they're gonna go back to the drawing board on that. But if they get to a point where it's something that I wanna bring to you, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have kind of a virtual meeting where, you know, the big screen we have, we're gonna have that to be able to move from here to the conference room for training. Because it's to the point now we had to get one for training purposes. You know, we'll link to that and we'll be able to have a video discussion with them at like a committee of the whole meeting. But yeah, that is great, even if it does go to Cassie does our Facebook updates.
Mhm.
She could take that link and copy it to Facebook and say, yeah, there's a gas outage going on, if you want further detail, go to this link. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it might be us that does it, but we'll definitely draw that question.
I'm sorry, my mind just keeps going, because
Yeah.
I really like this
I do
technology.
too.
But I would also take a look at things, you know, when you call, for example, our 800 number,
Our call-in number.
yeah, if we don't answer it in 3 rings, AI takes over. And believe it or not, it feels like you're talking to a real person, and you're actually not. But I'm wondering if there's that type of technology out there, is that type of technology out there available for us? And what would be the difference in doing this? Because the AI, it just, when you call the hotel, it sounds a lot more friendly. It's a woman who comes on and says, I'm not real, but I'm gonna take your information, tell me about what's going on, and then it'll, guide you through the process. So there may be another vendor. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, if you could, let me know of the service that you use that provides that.
Okay, all right.
Though, the only thing with the nature of what we do here is I think there are quite a few call-ins where I think it's probably a good thing to have a real person answer as well. You know what I mean? Now, can AI do this link between answering the phone and setting something like this up?
Mhm.
Because I'm more concerned with, like, for instance, when I lived in Britt, I was a Lake Country Power customer. I'd have a power outage. You don't call, you go online on your phone and you say, I have an outage, here it is, or you call and they link your phone number to it. It's all automated. And then they tell you, yeah, go to our website to keep track, and you can go to the website, and you can see the red spots, and then they turn like green when they're, en route, or, and then they'll have an estimated time for the other ones, whatever. Where, to me, this is a little bit better because you're actually talking to a person, but then you're getting more of a direct connection.
I understand,
Yeah.
I totally understand. I just think it's worth exploring.
Right.
Because it's,
Yeah.
if we're going to invest some money, and I'm assuming this isn't cheap, but
Right.
if we're gonna invest some money, it might be worth it to take a look at where the technology is today. Because to be frank, this is kind of, I don't wanna say old school, but
Yeah.
this is maybe 2 years ago stuff.
Yeah.
It's,
And the call center stuff where we started is like 10 years ago. So.
maybe
10,
even,
20, yeah.
You know, and like
exactly.
this, when they laid this out, how simple it is. You know, like I just showed you, we're all like, yeah, why would we just want an answering service?
Mm.
Yes.
You
Well,
know?
like an example with the AI is, if you call, the lady answers, and you can ask, do you have a reservation, or if you have a question, please hold and we'll get a person for you. But then this is, somebody might, do you have a pool? Yes, we have a pool, it's 5 feet deep. Or do you have breakfast? Oh, yes, we have breakfast in the morning, and this is what we're serving tomorrow. I mean, it's amazing. And in the great scheme of reservations, it's, I think, maybe $200 a month extra for us to have that service. And it's all trackable, because then we get a text message of exactly what AI has said to the customer and what the customer asks. So it's really cool stuff,
Yeah.
so.
Yep, and I will definitely look, but if you could get me that
Yeah,
information.
I'll see what I
that'd
can
be
come
great.
up with.
Yeah, this is a step up. the way
Yeah.
from-
And I like the discussion because,
Yeah,
again, we started with answering phone calls.
yeah,
And then-
antiquated.
And then just happen to say, yeah, go ahead, give me a call, let me hear what you have going on, to saying, boy, look at how simple this is.
Yeah.
You click the link, you get a screen with a huge green button,
Yeah,
right?
no, it looks very user
You know,
friendly.
Yeah.
or the customer gets a screen, add a photo, delete photo, and then also, on the bottom, I think it says follow,
Yep,
and they can follow what's going on, and they can see crew arrived on site, estimated fixed time, pending the crew has time to sit down and put something in, if there's a supervisor out with them or what have you, and actually be able to see what's going on. Then, right now, calling one person in a power plant,
And that's.
hoping they get through, and
Yeah.
I'm saying, all right, we'll get somebody out, or we'll call our crew, and then they never hear anything because they're fielding other calls or what have you, so.
Well, and I think the last time there was a power outage up on North Side that affected Credit Union and all the businesses there. And they couldn't get through to because the phone was busy.
Yeah.
Everybody was calling, you know, and that's where the confusion starts, you know. And when they finally did get through, the guy, whoever answered the phone over there, said, I've been trying to get a hold of somebody from Minnesota Power, but they're not answering their phone.
Yeah.
You get all sorts of calls all the
Yeah,
time.
so this is a really good start. And I mean, we're gonna eliminate that building over there anyway, so you're gonna need something like this.
Yeah, and-
This is really easy to follow.
Oh, it's simple. And like I said, when they presented it to us, we're just like, wow,
Yeah,
why would we just want a call center when it's gonna keep all of us in the loop?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
sure.
And the customer in the loop. I mean, this is like going from here to.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's,
Well, we can take a look at if you get something
Yeah.
for him.
So what I'm
We can take
thinking
a
on
look
doing
at it.
is get me that link, and, you know, in a further discussion before we bring this, I'm gonna ask them that we could have a committee meeting
yeah.
and have, you know, a discussion where people can field questions. You know, they can give maybe a little more in-depth pictures as to what goes on, but this is just a quick, hey, this is kind of something interesting, so.
Well, this outfit must have AI technology too.
I would
I
assume
would
they do.
Yeah.
assume they do.
I would assume they do. In fact, part of the escalator in the proposal, because they do 3-year contracts, you know, was them keeping up with technology.
Right.
I'm assuming that's a lot of it, you know, everything's changing
Well,
very
yeah.
rapidly.
Good
The
question.
Office of Pipeline Safety would love us to do an update like
Sure.
this. Yeah, I'm sure, yeah. You know, that's our gas system.
Good question to ask.
Couple questions. First one is, not everybody's smartphone savvy.
Yeah,
We need to be sure this can deal with the older,
yes,
less savvy individuals.
You're right.
I live with many people that don't even have a flip phone.
yes.
So, they're, would be a little bit panicked.
Yes, however, as I said, they're still gonna make the call to the utility, and they're gonna actually get a voice communication. You know, and in that communication, they say, okay, we've had 50 other calls, or, you know what I mean, there's gonna be a form of communication, do you have any other details? And then the question is gonna be drawn, do you have a smartphone? They say no, and they say, okay, well, if they don't have a smartphone, they're not gonna get the text message link. But at least they'd be able to communicate with a person. Does that make sense?
That's gonna be important.
Yes,
Yeah.
You know, we have an aged population, and I won't get into too much right now, but you know where I'm going with the concern. The other thing is, you mentioned that Cassie would get like 10 voicemails. Would that help that situation?
well, she'd get more than 10, she'd get a lot.
There's a lot, yeah.
But it would help it because everything would go through them, and it'd all be documented on this outage. So that's the other nice thing too, is then after the outage, you'll have a outage report where you can see the calls.
Yeah.
We have people of authority in this town who, you know, will say, oh, I called and I waited on hold for 30 minutes, this, that, or, you know, and we'd be able to see, well, no, you actually called, you hung up in a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where it would account for all of that too.
And it probably would not take and give you 10 or 20 different voicemails. It just would automatically attach it to the same
Yes.
issue. And
Yeah,
so
that's
there
nice.
wouldn't be that
It
many.
would attach it, they wouldn't be voicemails, but it would just be them saying, you know, this customer called, this customer called, this
Yeah.
customer called. And the customer would be told, yes, we're aware of an outage in the area. So then they know that they're aware. Rather than when it goes to voicemail, they don't know. You know, a lot of times people don't know that the neighbor's power's out. You know?
Yeah.
Well, and the major provider in our area, when you call them in on a power outage, oftentimes the neighbors would look to me, because I had more than one phone access, get out my flashlight because there was no power, so I could get on the phone and call into Minnesota Power outage number and then give them the address and so on. And some of it was automated, but you could override the automate, at least you used to be able to, and talk to a real person if there was like a tree laying on a line that's sparking and whatever. You had that option. This is several years ago.
Yeah,
They had it. And the
if you
thing-
heard the boom or saw the cause, yeah, there's a way to get past it.
The other thing was, that I always found interesting, we'll call you back when the power's on. I thought, why? If the power's on, you would obviously know that. But that was right in the phone system, it told them, we'll call you back when the power's on. I'm like, okay, don't bother, I can see the lights. But anyway,
So, again, I just wanted to
Yeah.
put this in front of you, just to see that, you know, this is definitely gonna be an option that we're gonna be looking at. And,
Oh,
like I said, an
definitely.
AI option makes a lot of sense too, and, you know, maybe the discussion with them is maybe their answering service is partly AI, I don't know.
Well, it's a good question if we do get together, you know, as a group and talk to these people here. It's a good
And-
question to ask them, because if it is built in, then it's a no-brainer to just go with it, you know.
And I would try to include like the fire department, if you, in this, so they have an idea of things going on too. If it's gonna send out a group text to you and Cassie,
Well,
They can-
and that's the thing that we would work out, like, in gas calls,
yeah.
they'd probably want, you know, to have somebody notified, which we could probably very easily add them to our list,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know? And what's interesting is, we have like trouble call duty weekends where, you know, the holidays and stuff, we have actually people assigned, where we pay them trouble call duty and then, you know, the call outs and stuff to go with it. You know, you can change it every day, so the supervisor just says, okay, these are the 3 people that you get a hold of, or 2 people, or, you know what I mean? And it'll automatically go to them. And then maybe on gas calls, there is someone from the fire department, maybe the chief wants to see record of any gas calls, or, you know what I mean? So
Cool
it's
stuff.
gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Step in the right direction. I mean, what we have now is an antiquated answering system that we've been using, what, for 50 years?
Yeah, and, you know, you hate to say it too loud, but honestly, people are used to not getting a hold of anyone after hours. So this is gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be, if we go with something like this, or this one, it's gonna be like the golden plated system,
Yeah.
you know, compared to what we have right now.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Any other questions for Greg?
Good work, exciting. I'd rather talk about this stuff than.
We got it.
Well, lucky for you, it was a short agenda, so.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. We move to manager staff report. Greg, operations update.
Yeah, we're running approximately 48,000, 40,000-ish day-to-day here with the weather's fluctuating. We hit a peak of 60,000 pounds per hour. So I think there was just 1 week of that cold weather that came through, where we actually had both boilers online together. Otherwise, we've been running one every other week, or every 2 weeks, as we always do, because we want both operating, if there is a need to draw both. I think that, you know, that leak there by Rocket Liquor was bigger than we thought, because last winter we were running a lot higher,
Okay,
you know, through the whole winter, where now we're down in the 40s.
yeah.
In fact, I think that even the internal plant issues with those, the magnet glass indicator on the DA tanks, you know, those went bad when we had all the troubleshooting a couple months ago. And I think that was calling for more steam than we needed to, so we're down to pretty. Really,
48,000, yeah.
That's as low a level as we've ever been down to, which is good for us.
It's, yeah. And we're getting, what, we're only losing 75% of the product.
Yeah, and again, we peaked at about 60,000, where I think last year we were up in the 70s, so,
Yeah.
doing pretty well over there right now. And then I just had the update on the electric distribution center, which we already got into,
Okay.
and then, before just deciding to put new business item I discuss after hours calls, but I think that was a great discussion again, and hopefully the March meeting we'll just get together a little bit early and talk about it more.
Maybe an update on natural gas pricing? You wanna go there, or
Has that all really been
has
finalized
it been
yet?
finalized?
Yeah, that rupture was repaired
Okay,
permanently, so things are back to normal for now.
But he's talking like the pricing.
yeah.
Yeah,
pricing.
it's leveled out now, especially as we had that nice warm stretch there and things are now back to where we expect them to be.
Okay, good.
And I had Mayor Cuffey in my office the other day, and I explained to him that the commission has put aside that $2 million reserve for market vulnerability to cover the gas customers on issues like that. So again, we won't be going to the gas customers' pockets.
Right,
And as you know, because we look at the gas adjustments together this month,
yeah.
what we did is we said, okay, on our normal pricing, this is what the adjustment would have been.
Okay.
And then the rest comes out of that reserve, which was in the tune of about
$400,000.
about $400,000. So it definitely was a hit.
Yeah,
But again, the past commission established that reserve to protect our gas customers against such hits.
When do we replenish that reserve?
Through money circling back, like with the loans coming back in and things like that, through time, that reserve will be built back up to the 2 million. Because we want to, hold that 2 million is, so we're going to try to bring it back through as quick as we can.
yeah. Yeah, how about water breaks, anything happening out there? Because I know blasting shook my house for about 30 seconds the other day. And I mean, I'm right there in Ridgewood and I
But if you
figured-
recall, there were engineers from California who met with me when they came around the first side of Ridgewood. No, I'm kidding. I know the last meeting, we had said that there were, I think, 3 water breaks
Yeah.
from the previous meeting, and I haven't heard of anything major out there anyway.
Well, that's good news.
So, in fact, Noah wasn't at our manager's meeting, he was off that day last week, so, like I said, I haven't heard of anything major. But
That-
March, April is usually our water break season, when the frost starts coming out of the ground.
Sure.
Moving those lines, yeah. Okay, any other questions for Greg? None? Cassie, you have anything to add?
I do not.
Audit is gonna be going on, or
Oh, it will, yeah.
it will?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn? Support?
Sure.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, meeting is over. Thank you.